Okay, so about 4 years ago, I made a tier list for NHL fans, and I want to redo it because looking back at that video, it was really poorly shot and really poorly made and very poorly thought out, and I think it's one of the worst videos on my entire channel. And that's really saying something because I've been doing this shit since 2017 and not been improving in any meaningful way. So let's try this again. And this time actually put some decent effort into it, yeah? Also, just so you know, I'm automatically putting the Coyotes into neutral due to the fact that their franchise is on pause, and we don't know necessarily how Utah fans are going to react to getting an NHL franchise. So, with that qualifier out of the way, let's get started. Ducks. They're pretty neutral. I haven't really heard much from them since 2018, if we're being perfectly honest. Bruins are going into favorite because I am a Bruins fan. So, again, another reason why I wanted to redo this is because a lot of people didn't like my last video because they thought it was biased. Well, no shit, motherfucker. Like, honestly, do you think that having tiers like this is going to somehow be unbiased? Thank you, idiots. Anyways. Hurricanes, I'm going to put them in hatred because their fan base has become easily the most obnoxious, entitled, and absurd fan base in all of hockey. Chicago Blackhawks, hatred. Now remember, in my old video, they were in respectable. That was before we saw scores upon scores of Blackhawks fans try to defend Class 1 felonies. Anyways. Avs are still in my favorite because their team is very well structured, and I've been to Ball Arena now, and it is amazing. Columbus, we're going to put them in neutral, and we're moving them down one spot because they haven't really done much. And the only decent news that came around between now and the last video I made was that bunch of podcasters joking about Patrick Laine doing a Remington retirement. Yeah, those guys can go fuck themselves. And as for the rest of the Columbus Blue Jackets faithful, I would like to hear from you. Dallas Stars, we'll put them in respectable. They're not moving. If I remember correctly, I put Detroit in favorite. Now they're just going to be put in respectable. I don't know. I just haven't heard too much from them. Now, in my previous video, I put the Panthers in hatred. Now I put them in dislike. I know, figures. You'd think after losing back-to-back playoff series with them, they would have stayed in hatred, but I don't know. They're just growing on me, I guess. Oilers, they're still going into favorite. Islanders, they're going down one into respectable. And then the Kings are staying neutral again. The only huge news I remember would have been when Kings fans thought it was a good idea to spit on a kid with cancer because she was sponsored by Evander Kane and they hate Evander Kane. Real classy, City of Angels. Yeah, fucking assholes. Wild, they're going to be moving up to favorite. Habs, you're still going down here. Preds, yeah, I guess I like you. Devils in neutral. Rangers in neutral. Senators, you're moving up. Flyers, you're still down here. Penguins, still down here. Sharks, right here. Kraken, you're going up into favorite because I visited Climate Pledge Arena since the recording of the previous video, and I have to say, I adore Climate Pledge Arena. It is easily the best arena I have ever been to. That is not hyperbole, and I do not say that lightly. Enterprise Center sucks, as per usual. I'm moving you down one because I am still pissed off about 2019. Fucking deal with it. And then on top of that, death threats to Nazem Kadri. Real fucking classy, assholes. Tampa in dislike. Toronto in dislike. Canucks down to respectable. Golden Knights, hatred. Capitals, respectable. Now that is a huge move up from the last video because I went and visited Capital One Arena with my best friend, and while the infrastructure of that place isn't tip-top, the game was between the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers. Capitals fans were amazing. Rangers fans were not. So we're just switching them up there. Jets, we're going to put you in respectable. You didn't move. Flames, neutral. And Sabres, respectable. There's your new ordering. In favorites, you have Boston, Colorado, Edmonton, Minnesota, Seattle. In respectable, you have Dallas, Detroit, Long Island, Nashville, Vancouver, Washington, Winnipeg, and Buffalo. In neutral, you have Utah, Anaheim, Columbus, LA, New Jersey, New York, San Jose, Calgary. In dislike, you have Florida, Ottawa, Tampa, and Toronto. And in hatred, you have Carolina, Chicago, Montreal, Philly, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and Vegas. Hopefully this one doesn't blow up like my last one. Fuck all of you. Bye-bye.